Hi everybody, so in today's video I'll just show you a little dashcam install that we're doing on a Hyundai i20, and this person does not want to lose their 12 volt socket that sits in the center console. So the tidiest way to do that as an alternative to the install then is we're going to use the fuse box here, which is beside the driver's seat. And we're going to use something called a fuse tap, which looks like this, to get into the power circuit. So what we want a circuit that is live when the ignition is switched on and then turns off when the ignition is off. So this power outlet circuit itself, we can see here there seems to be two power circuits. I've only looked at this one because I know when I take the fuse out of this one, it kills the power to the socket in the center console. So we're going to tap into that one. So that one's a third from the top right there, as you can see, and it's a 20 amp circuit. So the way that this works, you put in your original fuse, and you put in the fuse for the dash cam, which is in this case a 10 amp. I don't have a 5 amp fuse, but I'm actually going to drop that down to a 15 and a 5 when I get fuses. So we'll do that. So what you do is you basically get one of these little power supplies off eBay, and I've just soldered in the fuse tap into it. So I have a positive and negative. And the idea is that you put the fuse tap into the fuse box, and then you need to find a ground somewhere on the car. So for this particular Hyundai, I was looking at trying to use the two bolts here that are beside the OBD port, but they aren't actually grounded. Basically, how to find the negative terminal or the ground on the car, you have to just find somewhere that you know already is grounded, and then you use a multimeter to find continuity between it. So I know that these guys are not grounded because when I touch my multimeter off it, there's nothing. So the alternative then is just to try and find another bolt up in here somewhere, and there is a bolt, where is it, that guy there, that is grounded and will allow us to get back to the negative terminal of the battery. So we're going to use that. This is the type of fuse that was used to install the dashcam and the i20, and I'll leave some links in the description as to what these are. This is a low profile fuse, and as you can see, the prongs barely protrude from the body. Right, so we've got our ground installed, and we've got the fuse tap installed there in the top right location in the fuse box where the power outlet was, as we talked about, and we have added our connector up into this bolt and behind this bolt here, which is grounded, so that will give us the ground we need to power the device. So let's just test it and make sure it's working. So I'm just turning on the ignition, power's coming on, so that's working well. So all we need to now is just route the cable around the pillar here on the car, and we'll route the cable up around the roof of the car and then behind the rear facing mirror. Now with the fuse tap installed, we just have to find somewhere to put the power supply. So there's a little place in there that's pretty flat, so we've just stuck a piece of double-sided tape and held it in there. And I've also just cable tied these cables together just to try and stop as much movement as possible. So now it's just a case of putting everything back together again. We've got the cable running up the A-pillar here, up to the dash cam. And that's pretty much it, guys. So pretty straightforward and easy to do, and saves you from using your 12 volt socket, so that's a good thing.